Hi guys, this is Lisa Krein, and I am going to talk to you just for a quick minute about calculating taxes in the Prelude system if you want to double check what you have on your sales agreement. Now, using the salestax.avalara.com site that I'm at right now, it's turned out to be in some cases more of a hindrance than a help, because sometimes on this site, if an address is not recognized, and when I say recognized, I mean recognized by the USPS, the Postal Service, it kicks out incorrect taxes. It finds something nearby, and it doesn't kick out what taxes we are actually going to charge in the system. So let me show you what I mean by recognized. So there was an address that came into question at one point. It was something like 7200 Eagle Boulevard, Frederick, Colorado, 80504. Now, when I put that into this salestax.avalara.com site that you're used to seeing on your computer and on your phone, it breaks down the tax jurisdictions for me over on the right-hand side. It puts a little pin exactly where it is on a map, and if I go and look it up in Google Maps, it will show me this address. Now, if I go to USPS.com and I am at the zip code lookup, and I type in that same address, 7200 Eagle Boulevard, Frederick, Colorado, 80504, I get this following message on the next page. This address wasn't found. Please double check it and try again. So what this means is they're not able to receive mail, and Avalara is not going to recognize this address as a valid address, and it's going to possibly not charge the same taxes that it claims on its website. So what I'm going to show you really quickly is how to find the correct taxes for an address in the Prelude system. Now let me show you what that looks like in Prelude. So from here on my gray screen, I'm going to type my slash button, and then I'm going to type ATX. It stands for AvaTax or Avalara Tax. And as soon as the AvaTax sales tax example comes up, this is where you can get a perfect quote based on your pre-tax amount that you're going to put on your sales agreement, and you can know exactly how much ART is going to charge. So let's say that my customer is ABC. I can just type their name, and then as soon as I find them in the list, like my ABC builders, I can go ahead and click accept. Okay, so it automatically put their customer number and their customer name in the top. Again, all I did was type ABC and hit enter and choose my customer from that list. Now my ship to number, I'm always going to start by putting a D for default. This is going to be the default address that we have for them in the Prelude system. So I'm going to hit D and then enter. Now if you feel confident that it's going to their default address, leave it and move on. If you want to just look at what that default address is, after you've put D in, type an M, like you want to go manually look at it. M stands for manual, and hit enter, and it's going to show you exactly what their address looks like. So if this is the address that they've given to you that they want it delivered to, keep it. If it's not the address, this is fields that you can type over. So type the address that they've given to you, and then hit F2 save. Now if you see this screen, all it's doing is saying we recommend that we change street number B to street number space B. It's just these little tweaks. If it looks okay to you, you can go ahead and hit yes, and it will just update their customer record with the correct address verification. And you'll notice that it does have the 4-digit extra zip code. It just helps us get it down closer to where they're at. So I'm going to hit yes. So I know that their address is right. You put whatever warehouse that you're at. Ship via, if they're taking it from the store, I would use a P, stands for customer pickup. Now I'm going to use the F3 key like we do in Prelude to look up what all the possible things are that you can use. F3. I'm going to hit enter and leave it blank. Now if you're delivering it to them, I would use 16 delivery. There's a ton of things that you can use in here, but for our purposes I would go ahead and use 16 delivery. So again, you could put P here if they're picking it up at the store, 16 if you're going to deliver it. Now, the product number that you're always going to use is PTS-quote. It's simply something that says we're going to be able to quote taxes, and we're going to be able to put an amount in. TX stands for are they taxable? We're going to leave it at Y because this is a taxable customer. Now, quantity ship is where you type the pre-tax number of your sales agreement. So if the sales agreement is for $52,500, I'm going to type $52,500. And then you just enter all the way through until your cursor lands in this last box at the very bottom right that says press return to continue. Now, on the left-hand side, it shows you what the tax rates are that our Prelude system is going to generate and what the tax amounts are that the Prelude system is going to generate. So this bill is going to come out to $56,516.25 when ART puts it in. So if you want to be able to check to make sure that your taxes are correct before you write up the sales agreement, what is Prelude going to say that their taxes are? We're not taking it off the website. This is a much, much better way to do it. And as soon as you kind of do it a couple of times, you get really, really quick at it. Now there's one other thing I want to show you on the screen in case you get an error message. So let's say that one of my customers, Cornejo and Sons, I'm going to type Cornejo. I put their customer number in, I put my D in for their default address. I go back to D and I hit M because I want to check it. Everything looks good and I hit F2. Now, if you get this request, an exact street match could not be found, do you wish to return and adjust the address further? This means that we're probably going to throw an error because it is an unrecognized address. So this is the point where you want to start checking with your customer to make sure you wrote it down correctly, they have the zip code correct. More times than not, sometimes they might be off on the zip code, that they're way out in the boonies and the zip code is 80503, but you typed 80504, or they gave you 80504, but now they're checking and it's actually 80540. So sometimes you're going to have these one-offs. This message right here is an example that you may need to go back and talk to them, just verify that address. If they verify that it is correct, this is where you would make a call to Art or Ward or Pat, someone who can maybe make a decision about what do we want to do in this scenario, how are we going to punch this ticket. And again, one more time, I'm going to return. If you know that it's not going to be going to their default address that we have in the system for them, and you just want to type it in, once you get to this ship to number field, you can just type an M, hit enter, and you can start typing right here whatever address you want to type in. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.